Welcome back. Grief can be overwhelming and all-consuming. Mary Noel from Grief Share joins us. Mary, hi.
Hi there, Jody. Thanks for having me.
Well, I've missed you. I've missed you on the set. So let's talk about this because you have just ended a really large grief, almost like a summit with the people that were in your workshop, really.
Yes.
How long were
Yes.
you guys going through that curriculum?
We started with the Loss of a Spouse program, and then we had 13-week sessions. And of course, we broke for holiday, but then we had 13 weeks of classes. And then we had a big finale. We had McAllister's catered in a lunch for us, and we decorated luminaries. We had a speaker. We had a wonderful evening together.
Do you think that building relationships within that little class is helpful to those who have lost a spouse or even lost someone very close with them?
You know, sometimes I think that is the most important aspect of the whole program. I mean, the videos are very good and the workbook is so helpful, but being able to sit and talk with others who are traveling down the same horrible road that you are really, really helps you know that you're not alone, that you're not going crazy, that all the things that you are experiencing are normal. And those friendships become very deep and they last forever.
Well, Mary, I know that you lead these classes over at Brookdale Community Church. You guys are still meeting there, right?
Yes, we are. We're so thankful to them. You know, this is a non-denominational program. It's certainly Christian-based, but non-denominational. And Brookdale Presbyterian has always said, you can meet here at no cost. We're just glad to host your program. And so that is so helpful. Without that funding, we would be up the creek.
I bet. Well, Mary, I know I've walked my own road of grief this year, and it's been hard because it hits you at the most random times. You know, you're not expecting it, and then all of a sudden a wave comes. If there's people at home tonight who have recently lost a spouse, or they've lost even a child, another relative who's close to them, what would you say to them if they're thinking about considering your Grief Share program?
I really hope that they are. We don't start again now until the very last Sunday in August will be our Loss of a Spouse program. And then we will begin our sessions September the 9th. And so what I'm going to say to them is if they need some one-on-one help before those sessions start, our team is always willing to visit with them, come to their homes if they need, have them come to ours, meet them for lunch, you know, whatever will help them get through the summer. We are so willing to do that. We don't have any structured classes, but that doesn't mean we aren't around to help if they need the help. So they're always free to call us. And they can get our numbers by calling Brookdale Presbyterian.
Okay, wonderful. I was just going to ask that. And Mary, the program that's going to start in September, you mentioned the spouses group, but is that open to anyone?
It is open to anyone. It's really guided to those who have lost a partner. And it's kind of a jumping off point for those. I think when Grief Share first began, and you know this is an international program, but when it first began, I think they had mostly people who had lost a spouse or a partner. And times have really changed. And now we just have a lot of people that have lost children and sisters and best friends and even pets, and they're really mourning. So we don't turn away anyone.
And what can people expect if they do come? You know, that first visit when you walk in a room in a small group, it can be kind of intimidating. And it can
really
be,
is hard.
Yeah, and it can be scary, especially when you're dealing with something so personal.
Yes.
So what can people expect if they come to that first meeting? And then what's the curriculum like thereon after?
Okay. Well, when they first come in, they can expect to be met with big smiles and welcomes because we're just so happy if they decide to come and give us a try. So they will be welcome. And I know how hard it is to make that first step into a place you're not familiar with, you don't know anyone, and that's hard, but be assured that you would be welcome. As far as our curriculum is concerned, we start out with a little get acquainted thing, you know, visit a little bit, and then we have a video session, and each video is about something different. We might have a video on why did this happen to me? Why did this happen? Or we might have a video on, I am so angry. Or we have another video on, I think I'm going crazy. I have all these things to do and I'm just one person now. What do I do? So they really range, you know, we try to touch on all the things that people that have lost a loved one go through. So after the video, then we have a discussion about that video. And that's the best part of all, when we all get to just visit with each other about, well, yes, in this video it said this, and this is what I'm experiencing. Does anybody else feel like this? What do you do about it? And that's where people really get close together. There's also a workbook that they take home, and I don't want to minimize that workbook because it's wonderful, wonderful messages in there, and it just kind of reinforces what they learned from that video and takes it a little bit further and gives them some more insight and kind of keeps them in tune with the program throughout the week. So then when they come back that next time, after we'll discuss that last time's video before we start a new one. And we just, the companionship between the people that come gets closer and closer, and they begin to feel free to share because it's a safe place. What is said there doesn't go anywhere else.
Well, Miss Mary, I've told you for a long time that there's no one better to do this program because you have such a kind and soft spirit, and it's so helpful when you're sad. So thank you, Miss Mary.
Thank you so much.
Okay.